Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6th sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait and you'll see. Please excuse me, your honor, but you can't hold me no longer. Can't you feel the vibrations? I broke out and left traces. Go ahead, try catch me if you can, man. You'll be looking all night, I'm the Sandman. New York, London to Japan. I'ma show the whole world who I am. Boom, boom, boom. Major look.
Once again, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports. Yes, the weigh-ins is finally here. Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor, junior welterweight, super lightweight, whatever title you need. They're going to balance the scales out so they can step in the ring and square off tomorrow. You know what it is. Salute and to all the WCS supporters that's out there. Each and every day, grinding it, tuning in to the channel. I appreciate you. Real talk. It's going down. And yes, Deontay Wilder has signed the contract first. He signed the contract to face Fury in the third bout for blood. So let's get to these weigh-ins right quick. And there will be no audio. Y'all ain't trying to get me on a copy strike no more, goddammit. So stay tuned, man. These weigh-ins about to kick off. Top Rank Boxing in the building. ESPN. The weigh-ins is going down. The main event for the undisputed titles. Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor. You know what it is, man. Stay tuned. They should be stepping on the scales very, very soon. And after the weigh-ins, we're going to talk about the Deontay Wilder situation. So pretty much Josh Taylor, he holds the WBA and the IBF titles, 17-0, 13 knockouts. His last victory, from my understanding, he knocked out Kong Sung, a fighter who was 16-0 like himself. He knocked him out, no problem. So first on the scale is Calvin Metcalf. He weighed in at 160.4. He need to go ahead and call up his barber and tell him to cut the rest of that hair off. $162.5 for his opponent, Martinez. Metcalf has a samurai look going on, the old school samurai look. You know, I mean, if he was schooled in martial arts like that, I can see how that could be cool. But in boxing, we ain't feeling that dugout, dog. We're not feeling all that. Just go ahead and get the clippers out and tell them to shave it all the way back to the ponytail. Keep the ponytail, you good. You know, that's it. And I'm the type of dude that ain't, don't like talking about another man's hair, body type, all that shit. But when your hair is pretty much heading into retirement, then something has to be said. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, just like in the military, not everybody retire when it's time. Sometimes it takes a good old friend to tell you, hey, man, it's time for you to call it quits, man. Just call it quits. Who's up next? Galeos just weighed in at 139.6. Murataya just weighed in at 137.6. They're going to have the face off, of course. Undercard is staging right now, balancing the scales. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Man, I thought this would be a fight that, a lot of people be talking about, is dealing with Jose Ramirez fighting a UK fighter, but I guess not. I guess nobody's interested unless it's Canelo fighting Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, I haven't heard too many people really talking about Jose Ramirez. I guess you can be Mexican, and wear the colors, but goddamn it, if you're not as popular in the sport of boxing, you don't get that love. Ryan Stone Allen is up next. He weighs in at 125.4. Rebesa Ramirez weighs in at 124.6. Robesi Stone balance out the scales, ready for their featherweight fight. 8 rounds junior lightweight division is up next. Both fighters made weight. Of course, this is the undercard, man. We just really waiting for the bigger names to pop up. You know, they face to face with mask on, one below his nose and the other one over his nose. Man, we are really confused about how to wear a mask and what we're dealing with. I don't know. I mean, really confused. I mean, is COVID is COVID guilty of tiptoeing and sneaking up on somebody? Next group of fighters are up. So while they went in, you know, I'm just waiting for these fighters to get through. If you haven't heard, you know, the much anticipated fight between Deontay Wilder is indeed a fight that's has came to fruition. It's materialized. Is a blessing sent from the boxing heavens. You know what I'm saying? From the pantheon of boxing, because there's so much darkness that was around this topic of discussion for months. This fight right here is about to prove that it's bigger than Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. It's about to prove that this fight going down a third time will breach the records of PPV at the top five. It will surpass Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson. Guarantee it. I'm not too much in here to make all these promises and stuff like that. I'm just saying that I guarantee this fight will exceed at least number five with Tyson, Mike Tyson, and Evander Holyfield. This is epic. This is a huge fight. Deontay Wilder signed the contract. He has signed the contract. Once again, the contract is signed, goddammit. Now, this Sunday, what I want you to do, I want all the naysayers and haters and the sinners that was up here just placing judgment. You know, you had your finger out. You was just pointing and shaking. I want you to walk your ass down the aisle and request for the preacher to rest his hand on your forehead and pray for you. At that time, when you start to feel the spirit, I want you to goddamn repent. I want you to repent for being judgmental. I want you to repent from being vindictive, spiteful, malicious, for talking shit. I want you to dang take a knee and ask the pastor, can he please baptize you right there on the spot? I don't care if you have to get some tap water from behind the church. Elvis Rodriguez is on deck. 11-0-1. Let me see what he weighed in. I 139.8. Elvis Rodriguez back in the building. Kenny Sims Jr., 139.8. He will be facing Elvis Rodriguez in a junior welterweight bout. You know, it's a lot of hype behind Elvis Rodriguez, of course. You know, very solid fighter. He's facing Sims, Rodriguez versus Sims. They're pushing Rodriguez very, very fast. You know, 11-0, coming off his first decision, I believe. You know, 11-0 with 10 knockouts. They eyeing each other down. Rodriguez with no mask on, Sims with a mask. What are we doing? Rodriguez said something to him or whatever. However, Hank Lundy just weighed in at 139. They have a lot of junior welterweight fights at 140 on this card. Hank Lundy just weighed in on weight. So Hank Lundy makes weight. Jose Cepeda misses the mark. He has time to go lose that point two, which he doesn't look extremely dried out, but you know, he has time to lose the weight. You know, this is going to be a tough one. Cepeda is no joke. You know, Hank Lundy's coming in, obviously, to make a statement himself. We know the fight they most remember Cepeda in, you know, from fighting Baranchik. So, you know, it is what it is, man. We'll see if he's able to make this point two, which he should. Shout out to the ones in the building, Illmatic in the building. Salute, bro. I agree that Wilder versus Fury would do big PPV numbers. King Mitch in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? I'm switching back and forth from the live screen to the freaking the actual weigh-in itself. I have to make sure I mute my damn my software and not my physical mic, so I won't get damn blocked off YouTube again. Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor is on deck. $139.6 for Jose Ramirez. Josh Taylor is up next. Josh Taylor weighs in at 139.6. Both fighters balance out the scales accordingly, professionally. And we have a main event, people, going down for the four belts in the 140-pound division, and whoever wins would be only the sixth to do it with that belt system. You know what I'm saying? So this is no franchise involvement, none of that. You know, Mauricio cannot call up any one of these, not anyone, Jose Ramirez, and say, hey, you want to become franchise tonight? It's not gonna fucking happen. But here's the face-off. Both fighters made weight once again. Ramirez Taylor is official. We have a fight, no going back and losing weight. Both of these fighters. Shout out to Alexander in the building. WCS salute. Salute to you, my brother. What's good? Mitch say Cepeda should take a page out of Sean Porter's book and cut his hair and fart. That'll get the weight off. He need to do something. He look a little drawn in, but not Kell Brook drawn in. Both fighters holding their titles once again. Jose Ramirez with the WBC and the WBO, and then Josh Taylor with the WBA, IBF in the ring. Let me see if I can hear any trash talking between these two. I'm gonna tell you straight, I'm going for Jose Ramirez. I don't like Ben Davison. It has nothing to do with Josh Taylor. I'm just going for Jose Ramirez in this fight. I'm going for Jose Ramirez, period. I like the trash talking between the two. They did what they had to do. I don't know why one trainer go up there and push the other fighter away. Where's Jose Ramirez people at? I guess they don't have no damn hitters in their camp to go over there and keep the action or whatever. But anyway, I mean, to keep it peaceful. But I'm going for Jose Ramirez, man, in this fight. That's who I'm going for. I was going for Josh Taylor. You know, I had to look at some fights and everything and, you know, make my decision. But I'm going for Jose Ramirez in this fight. I really want him to come out with these titles for real. You know, yeah, we're going for Jose Ramirez. We're going to keep it over here. You know what I'm saying? We're going for Jose Ramirez to take the straps home, man. Yes, sir. It's official. It's absolutely official. Mitch said those skinny ass ring girls look sick. No, they actually don't look. Believe me, you see them in person, you know they have to eat a certain way, and they're on a diet. I've seen them in person several times. Of course, they you know you would expect them to eat and that, but they get paid to fake smile in front of the camera, so they have to look a certain way. And yes, they are thin. Yes, it's a head ring girl that makes sure the ring girls are doing what they're supposed to do, to make sure they are maintaining discipline, and they're not out here eating and goddamn the big girl burger with goddamn 5 patties stacked high, bacon in between with cheese, goddamn slap some damn tartar sauce in between them, and some mayonnaise, some mustard, and some relish. No, they have to probably chow down on some salads, goddamn it, with no croutons, for real. Taylor versus Ramirez would be a great fight. I'm pulling for Ramirez also. I'm going for Ramirez, man. I'm going for Ramirez. I mean, I like Ramirez as a fighter more than I do Josh Taylor, to be honest. But yes, I'm pulling for Jose Ramirez to get this fight, to win this fight and win the titles. It's just a lot that he's planning on doing once he wins the titles. Seriously. And to be honest, I'm just gonna keep it a buck, man. Like the UK haven't really been representing accordingly as of late. They haven't. Like, I don't know what's going on or who's supposed to. It's nothing against the UK. I'm just who's representing. Of course, yeah, my thought process is a little fuzzy now that the arbitration is complete and Tyson Fury is stepping in there, or he might. We don't know for sure yet. He still has the pull up to Vegas to sign the contract or whatever the case may be. But Deontay Wilder has signed the contract. That's a big deal. Deontay Wilder has signed the contract for this epic heavyweight trilogy. I mean, it's epic. Now all we need is for the fight to be in Allegiant Stadium. Bob Arum mentioned that he was going to absolutely make an announcement in a week. And he had about 3 venues set up. This huge. This is not only shook up the sport of boxing, but has also shook up YouTube, the YTC community. There's no such thing as a YouTube boxing community, because if it was, they would have understood what Deontay Wilder was doing and appreciated and respected. Now, what I can't respect as a man in myself has nothing to do with the Marine Corps, but as a man myself, holding myself accountable, right? Self-accountability. I don't like the reaction. This is what I mean about the reaction, okay? I don't like a motherfucker trying to be genuine, portray themselves as being genuine in a reactive state of mind. You find out the arbitration is completed and official. Now you want to change the script. Your mental blade goes into the back end. You know what I'm saying? You put the blade away because you've been cutting yourself. You've been self-inflicting wounds to yourself for the entire time this arbitration has been going on. You've been slicing your wrist. Come on, Wilder. Step aside. God damn it. What is fucking wrong with this guy? I'm so pissed off. God damn. Why don't this guy just go away? I don't like the reactiveness. Hearing the arbitration is completed. Now, I apologize. Whoa, I apologize. Yes, I do. I apologize. I just want to let all you know that I apologize. We have an apology tour going on YouTube. We have an apology grand motherfucking tour going on in YouTube. I just haven't seen anybody come over to WCS and apologize, because y'all was always talking about Deontay Wilder fanboys and shit, fangirls, Beyonce and all that shit. I haven't seen the apologies come flowing in and shit with a bouquet of something, with motherfucking cash in that bitch. I don't like the reactive nature of individuals that choose to take a stand while they're on their knees now. Why I say they're on their knees? Because they're pleading for forgiveness, hoping that Deontay Wilder have a media day. These individuals are pleading that Deontay Wilder has a media day that they can go to and see him in person. They want to see history. This motherfucking fight is one of the biggest heavyweight fights in history. You cannot script it any better. You cannot call the cameraman. You cannot call anybody and say, hey, you wanna film this lead up? And they're gonna say, who's this again? This Wilder Fury 3. Hell yeah. People are gonna be saying, hell yeah, we good with that. I'm down with it. Absolutely. It has all the ingredients. The recipe is done. It's cooking right now. As you get closer to the fight, it's going to be more hot sauce. It's going to be more droplets of blood in that motherfucker. Crow's feet. There's going to be all types of shit in this fight. It has all the climactic pieces to put together one of the most epic boxing matches in history. The wild part about YouTube is there's so many of you that was just entertaining the choir of naysayers and haters. The torchlit parade of those individuals who just wanted to hop on and say the same thing over again. Now they're trying to come up with options. What is the fucking option? Well, Tyson Fury can walk away and go ahead and fight Joshua Steele. I mean, he's just going to get sued. These are the type of individuals that's extremely deficient. They're incompetent, ignorant as a motherfucker. Because the individuals that were supporting the Bronze Bomber, what y'all was saying? The same criticism all the time. The defamation, the insults, the obscenities, anything you can think of. Y'all was absolutely belligerent. But wow, wouldn't you know, all the vitriol that we seen directed at the LWBC, one of the heaviest units out here, I'm actually hearing people say that they was right. Oh shit. The LWBC is getting apologies. They have forced your motherfucking neck. It was already bleeding. They have forced your neck, your hand to your neck to stop the bleeding now. You have to show up on the doorstep of humbleness by force and apologize to the LWBC, who they was trying to goddamn raise a damn YouTube war against, who support the Bronze Bomber heavy. Y'all not doing that shit, are you? Right? You're not apologizing. You're not on an apologizing tour to the LWBC, are you? When I started to hear that shit, I was like, wow. They prove how powerful the LWBC truly is, because in one standard, they caused all these people to rally, and it was, I mean, it was venom. It was verbal sparring going back and forth on YouTube. Now it's almost like what they've been telling you all along, right? It came to fruition. The motherfucking trilogy has been made. All the racist comments that was put in the motherfucking live chat. I just want to hear your apology. That's all. I just want to hear your apology. Let me get to the motherfucking chat, man. Ben Davis is Fury's personal fluffer. Yeah, man. We know who he is. We know who Ben Davison is. You know what I'm saying? Why he up there pushing Taylor away? Taylor walked up to Ramirez and pushed him, started a mini scuffle. Look, you know, Taylor was doing what he's supposed to. I ain't mad at him. It's no different than Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him at all. Sir Ken in the building. Salute to you, Sir Ken. Appreciate you for pulling up always. Hope everything is going well with everybody. You know, man, every time you turn on YouTube, you goddamn smash the motherfucking YouTube icon. It's something on here about this fight. You barely heard anything about Ramirez Taylor, which is going to be a damn good fight. I ain't just saying that. Ramirez Taylor is going to be a damn good fight tomorrow. You're not a boxing fan if you believe otherwise. What else is going to be an incredible fight? It's the fact that Deontay Wilder has signed a contract. He signed the motherfucking contract. Yeah, I'm turned up because I stayed true to the game. 10 toes motherfucking down. I ain't never switch up. Never. Through all the insults and all this, the WCS motherfuckers that don't support the channel, but up here talking about, I see you now. You listening to the LWBC. I'm listening to quality content. You can't tell me ever who I choose to listen to. Grown man shit is grown man shit. You get a group of motherfuckers telling you, don't fuck with them. But those same motherfuckers telling you not to fuck with that person, they don't fuck with you. You barely see them around. Don't fuck with them. Don't fuck with them. But you don't fuck with me, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? I don't even see you. I don't know who you are. You got to give a check mark. You got to give a check mark to the ones who stayed 10 toes down. And that's to include myself. You have to give a salute to those individuals in the LWBC that was rocking the, Deontay Wilder, you know, bringing exclusive information when he did an interview with 78 Sports TV. You know, all of them that was talking. Drew Titan, Blue Blood. There's plenty of names that was out there that was stand on tap with exclusive Deontay Wilder information. Include myself. I never wavered. But listen, you're going to see this icon. This icon ain't going nowhere. It's going to be up here until the damn fight night. All the way, y'all. It's like the bat signal. This is like the bat signal, y'all. I'm very happy. I'm not going to lie. I'm very happy. I'm excited. Because in my lifetime, I can speak with my fam. I can speak in a way to say, look, you know what? I was able to see who I consider my Muhammad Ali of this era fight for a trilogy. The same guy fighting a trilogy, not some guy they calling a bum that's in the bottom half of the heavyweight division. I am able to witness Deontay Wilder fight the top heavyweight that's next to him in the heavyweight division. The one who was able to win a WBC heavyweight title. I have the opportunity in my lifetime. I'm not a young cat no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. In my lifetime, I can say, you know what? This is something I'm gonna be talking about when I'm on the bench. Oh, man. Oh, it's some good weather out here. You want to talk some boxing today? Tell me what's new. I don't use my PC no more, but tell me what's new. What's happening on the boxing scene? You know, I'm not too far away from that, dog. I'm not too far away from that, dog. And by the way, if you in Gaston, Alabama, man, y'all be sure to check out Michael Williams Jr., 150, man. He's got the contending for his 18th professional victory over there. T. Williams Jr. in Alabama right now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Andrew Murphy, too. You know, hey, Roy Jones Jr. Stable is going to be in the building. Heavy. So make sure you check that out if you're in Alabama. Sir Ken say, World Combat Sports, salute. Salute to the wrenches and salute to the chat. Smash the like button. I appreciate the effort, Sir Ken. I appreciate the effort. Because a little effort all the time reminds me Sir Ken is a real one. I appreciate you. Along with everybody else that tune in. But Sir Ken, man, he always give World Combat Sports salute. I appreciate you. He said, Sir Ken, Taylor out there fronting. King Mitch, I think Taylor is in for a long night once that bell rings. Hey, man, I like what I see from Jose Ramirez, man. Taylor's a little bit taller. Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure. I don't want to cancel it out. I don't know if I'll be covering that fight tomorrow. I really have a lot of stuff that I have to take care of in the next 30 in the next 30 hours. You know, I got a lot of shit to take care of, you know, but I'm turning up right now, man. Why? Because the aura in the air, man, is different. You inhale, it's the goddamn, you know how you smell that fuel. For those of you that's been on the tarmac, the airstrip, you see all them bombers going in, restocking and taking flight again. You know what I'm saying? They're coming in for resupply and taking. They got that specific, that special pungent fuel that you smell. That's what it is. Bronze bomber all day. You know, it's here, dog. It's here. And I'm not really trying to poke nobody in the motherfucking eye. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to keep poking the bear. I'm trying to run that motherfucker over, dog, with goddamn heavy equipment. That period. I ain't trying to damn poke you in the eye. I'm trying to goddamn find an excavator and raise that bitch up and smash that motherfucker. This fight is in blood. It's personal. This motherfucking fight is personal, y'all. If you don't like a fight like this in the sport of boxing, why have you been speaking on it for so long? As if, you know, Deontay was going to retire and everything else. Why have you spoke on it as long as you have, believing that Eddie Hearns was telling you the truth? The difference between Bob Arum in this sense and Eddie Hearns is that Bob Arum said they agreed to the fight. We know that shit is official, but when Eddie Hearns said that Fury Joshua agreed to the fight, we know it's full of shit. We knew it was full of shit. We didn't care about a handshake. We can give a damn about a contract sign. We can give a damn about you putting that shit on BoxRec. Because believe it or not, the ones who totally understand that arbitration was going to weigh heavy in favor of Deontay Wilder, we spoke on it. So therefore, all the information and debate that Eddie Hearns put out here, it really didn't make a difference only to the individuals that choose to speak on it. And you, I would love to. I'm still checking and see if you're able to apologize and what's your take going to be now. I've been checking around. I know verbatim, channel for channel, of the ones that was hyping this Fury Joshua shit up. Channel for channel. That shit is cataloged, archived. And if I chose to regurgitate it verbatim, I could give you the channels that was pushing this Fury and Joshua. And don't look, it wasn't like they was pushing the Fury Joshua fight because it's boxing talk. They was pushing it because they truly didn't want to see the Bronze Bomber back in the ring. That's all it was. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, people. Ramirez had Lopez and Ortiz Jr. for sparring, getting ready for his fight. Plus, Big G been back in the gym full time for this camp. I think Ramirez ready for what Taylor has to offer. I believe the same thing, man. True words. I agree with that. I agree Ramirez is ready. And you know, the little damage that the Regis Prograis was able to do to him, I think he's gonna receive much more than that when he faces off versus Ramirez tomorrow night. Yes, I truly do. I truly do. It's history. This is history. The four belt system when it comes to boxing, this is history. This is no franchise contamination. This is absolutely boxing history, hands down. Hands down, boxing history. The winner of Ramirez Taylor is a part of boxing history. No franchise, no Mauricio, nothing. The only thing Mauricio has to do is the fact that Ramirez has the WBC title. No franchise here in this bout at junior welterweight tomorrow. No 135-pound controversy. Well, I got the belt. You don't have the belt, but I got the belt. But you don't have the belt I got. None of that. This will be without controversy, hopefully. Now, what I don't want to see, people, because you know I got to give these comparisons. Please, let me do some checking right quick. Let me check something before I say this shit, because I'm liable to get up here and say some shit. Let me do a quick fact check, right quick, because I do pay attention to little small shit like this. Let me check something out right quick. Okay. So I just didn't let me see. I just didn't want to put it out there that the referee, I don't want Lawrence Cole to pop his head up again and be in charge of this fight. Fuck that. I'm just saying in general. I'm just putting it out there. Because what he did in that last fight was disrespectful. He stopped Takayama from fighting his way to the final round for whatever the reason it was, for time restraints, for just keep Soto with the belt because they felt it was going to be close. What he did was absolutely disrespectful and disgraceful to the sport of boxing. And that's what Lawrence Cole did. I'm not going to give him that much airplay, but Soto should allow Takayama to get a rematch. That was a very entertaining fight on the undercard of Canelo versus Billy Joe Sanders. The crowd was into it. We had 2 full rounds left in that fight to take it to the judges' scorecards. But yet, Lawrence Cole comes out the blue and waves the fight off. I mean, where were you looking at the fight? Because to me, it seems like you was looking at it the same way we were. And you're in the ring closer to the action than we are, right? But your decision to stop the fight seemed like you was watching it on your phone. It was fucked up. L-Dub in the building, salute to you. What's good? I think Regis hits harder than Ramirez. But I like Ramirez motor and combo punching more. Taylor can't trade all fight like he did with Regis. Good point, man. Good point. I don't know. I'm not sure about the Regis hitting harder than Ramirez. Styles make fights, man. I'm not saying Regis don't have power. Styles make fights. And Regis has been in some of those fights where if the opponent isn't as mobile and use their footwork to slip punches and they're willing to stand in the pocket and trade, that's right down Regis Prograis' alley right there. He loved that, just like Ivan Redkach. Ivan Redkach, he tried to do what he did. He tried to come up with a plan B and C, but he started to say, nope, I'm going back to plan +1. And that plan +1 is the goddamn take a fix and quit. The +1 mean I'm out. I'm gone. And that's what damn Ivan Redkach did. He fucking quit. But good point there. Good point. Is that the bum ass ref that stopped the shadow boxer Takayama? That Ted was on some bullshit. Yeah, man. Takayama sitting up here. Somebody say he threw like an 80 punch combination. Takayama, man, he deserved to go the distance, man. Just like Carlos Takam did against Anthony Joshua. He deserved to go the distance. Tony Boswell, appreciate the support, man. Appreciate you pulling up, man. And I got that donation. I appreciate that, supporting the channel there, Tony. Real talk. Hopefully everything's going out there in the workforce with you, my brother. That was an early stoppage. Absolutely. That shit was absolutely trash, man. And this is not even my lingo, but goddamn it, what Lawrence Cole did to Takayama was trash, more trash. Real talk. I think if Taylor doesn't try and get a slugfest, he wins easily. I don't think he's gonna have a choice. If Ramirez put the pressure on Taylor with the gas tank on Diesel, shit, it's gonna be an interesting result. Real talk. Tony say no problem anytime. Enjoy the content and conversation. No doubt, my brother. Appreciate you pulling up anytime. I think Regis had a better one-hitter quitter than Ramirez. However, I think Ramirez combinations have more power. So look at it this way, Mitch. If you take a boxer that has a surplus of combinations, vice a boxer like Regis who has more power, but lack the combination volume. Fatigue may set in. You know, we've seen that happen pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Luis Nery had power. I'm just saying Brandon Figueroa's pressure, not allowing Nery to breathe. Nery, you know, it's kind of opposite of what we're talking about, but I'm saying Nery didn't like the power to keep Brandon off of him. So when it comes to Ramirez and Taylor, we're going to see if Ramirez can fatigue, get Taylor tired, something, hurt him, whatever. Because with fatigue, I always say it brings a knockout. Period. It brings a knockout. You don't have to be the most powerful puncher, but if you solid and you break your fighter down and they start looking for a way out, it may lead to the knockout. You know what I'm saying? The pressure that Brandon Figueroa put on Nery broke his ass down and landed that body shot. Hey, that was fatigue too, man. J8 in the building. What's good? July 24 confirmed for the Wilder fight. Absolutely. It is on. It is official. It is absolutely official. Taylor got more skill. Think he gets the W. Ramirez one-dimensional to me. I don't know how you can say Ramirez one-dimensional, though. I don't know about that. Like, how? I mean, how is that possible? If you look at his fight with Victor Postal, you didn't think that he put on a damn good boxing display? You can't give Ramirez that credit? J8? You think he's one-dimensional? Wow. Man, it's 26-0, 17 knockouts. When I hear one-dimensional, you know, I started to think of all the criticism Deontay was getting. But I respect your opinion, you know what I'm saying? But I disagree. Taylor got more skill. Think he gets the W. Taylor, what's going on, Michael? What's good? Taylor looked scared and shook after altercation today, after the weigh-ins. Hey, man, he was the one that was leaning over and giving that forehead. He tried to get that forehead action. You know what I'm saying? When you try to get forehead actions, the person who is standing straight up, and when they feel your forehead touch theirs, you should immediately receive the John Jones first aid kit. Real talk. Look it up on YouTube. John Jones, DC touched this fucking forehead. John Jones went ballistic. He cleared the motherfucking stage. All them people that was there, they couldn't stop John Jones for getting on DC ass. That's what I believe. When somebody put their forehead to yours, you've already violated the battle lines. It's on for physical contact. That's all I'm saying. They had to shove him in the elevator. Dang, it was like that. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, I can't sit up here and just, you know, piss on it when I'm up here glorifying, you know, Tony Harrison and Jamel Charlo. When I'm up here glorifying Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos. I cannot frown upon the Lennox Lewises and Hassan Rothman, the Mike Tysons. You know what I'm saying? The Larry Holmeses, the motherfucking Riddick Bowe and Larry Donald. Mitch Greens. I cannot sit up here and act like I don't know what a press conference looked like. The Ricardo Mayorgas and Sugar Shane Mosley's. Terrence Crawford and Jose Benavidez. It's been plenty press conferences that's way worse than these. No one spoke on the hit, but after Ramirez and Lopez sparred early last week, a lot of people left the gym shaking their heads in disbelief. So, Sir Ken, what are you speaking on, bro? Like enlighten me. You know, cut the switch on just a little bit more. You left us, you left me with the question mark. They left the gym shaking their head. So if disbelief means somebody got worked, just let me know what you're talking about, man. So I can get myself educated on the sparring session that's out there. Nery looked like a little boy versus the Heartbreaker. And I think he could have got up from the body shot. Oh, man, come on, Mitch. When I hear, okay, hold up. Before I even disagree with you, like as fans looking in through the window, all right, we're looking in through the window of multimedia. There's certain fights that you can say, you know what, that motherfucker could have got up. He quit. Two names in recent come to mind with me, Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Two names. Amir Khan, Terrence Crawford. All right. And Regis Prograis, Ivan Redcash. Those two fights come to me right away and say, you know what? That motherfucker could have got up. He bullshitting. But Nery, he was breaking down already. In the previous, round before that, he started to break down. He was exhausted, man. I don't think he could have got up, bro. I don't think he could have got up, to be honest with you there, Mitch. I don't think so. Do you think that Ramirez can bully Taylor? Taylor looks too big. Ramirez wins if he can stay on the inside and make Taylor make mistakes. Just my opinion. You know, the fight game is like this, Tony. You go in there, you know, like Mike Tyson say, everybody has a plan till they get punched in the motherfucking jaw. You know, and things changes, right? Of course, if Ramirez can do the exact same thing and keep that pace, like Figueroa did to Nery. Stay close. Work the body. Work on the inside. Make it effective. Score. Also, in the point of fair scoring effective punches, it's also you're damaging your opponent. You're degrading their strength and health. If he can break Taylor down and put him, you know, and park bench him up against the ropes a couple of times and land some solid shots, hey, he may be able to swell up both of Taylor's eyes this time. That's real talk. Because the way Regis fights, I see him fight in person and see him fight on television or whatever. And I like Regis, man. But Regis' movement, in my opinion, isn't Ramirez. I cannot no way, shape, or form put him in the same conversation as if Regis is not a little flat-footed to me. So the gas tank that Ramirez is going to bring, I'm curious to know if it's going to be somewhat like the fight we seen against Soto Takayama. Are we going to have a close quarters battle, or are they going to commit to coming out, answering the bell, and just letting it go? Both holsters empty, just firing off, you know, setting up combinations, looking for the shot, moving. We don't know, man. But I hope it goes that way. Off topic, but man, I watched a Diego Sanchez interview. Hopefully he can get some professional help. I can't even go there right now because we got to cook on boxing. I can't do it. Michael Garcia said Ramirez will beat Taylor all around, in and out. All right, so that's what I want to hear. You know, somebody who's confident that he say Ramirez is gonna beat Taylor in and out. Period. On the inside and outside, don't fucking matter. That's what he's saying. I don't think Ramirez is one-dimensional, but he definitely has a certain style. To me, Ramirez, straight up and down pressure fighter, can fight off back foot better than Taylor. I have to also remind you, he's 26-0 and 17 knockouts. He is the unified champion, the WBC and the WBO. He just didn't get that way just doing the same shit and being predictable and being a slouch. I'm just being as true as I possibly can, man. But good point, though. Let me start putting some of these comments up here. You know what I'm saying? Give me a minute to go through some of these and post these comments. Because sometimes when I start to, you know, get on this boxing shit, since, you know, the cicadas are out, They knew that the word was coming out about the arbitration, so they said, "Let me get the fuck out the ground. I'm about to go up this tree and mate. I feel good. I'm energized. I've been in the ground for like 17 years. I'm ready." I'm almost to the next one. To me, Ramirez straight up and down pressure fighter, can't fight off the back foot better than Taylor. So in order for Taylor to fight off the back foot, you have to pressure a fighter and force them to fight off the back foot. And just because they fight off the back foot, a portion of the fight doesn't mean they're going to stay on the back foot. I always mention this, right? I always mention the Mikey Garcia fight and Sergey Lipinets. Sergey Lipinets was pressuring the shit out of Mikey, but Mikey was boxing off the back foot, and he was still being productive. And then when Sergey Lipinets, he started to change it up, and he felt that, Sergey was kind of slowing the pace a little bit. You saw the shift in Mikey Garcia. You saw where he just stood right there. He allowed himself to visualize what Sergey was throwing, how he parried Sergey's jab, and then cracked him with what did he crack Sergey with? A right hand. He parried with his left, and then he cracked him with the right, knocked him down in the seventh, I believe. It was a beautiful parry, though. It wasn't as beautiful as Jamal Charlo. You know what I'm saying? J-Rock. It wasn't as beautiful as that, because pretty much Mauro Charlo parried with the same right hand and then knocked his ass out with it too. I mean, that was a beautiful parry. But anyway, boxing off the back foot for Jose Ramirez. Will Josh Taylor be a force like that? Will he be a force? And how long can you sustain forcing somebody on the back foot? Even Soto couldn't do that. Soto had to lean back. Real talk. Soto Takayama, he had to lean back sometime and take a break. When he took a break, he had up his guard, took some steps back, and let Takayama fire off. Taylor's going to have to push that enough to the point where it's affecting Ramirez in a bad way. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I'm interested to see if it happened. Postal was giving him good work. Of course, man. Victor Postal, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Got to go Ocho Cinco. Someone puts their forehead on yours. Yeah, man. For real. You know how it goes, man. You in the boxing game, this forehead shit. Yeah, you can talk all the shit you want, but don't put the forehead. And then when you do put the forehead, don't put no pressure on it like you're trying to headbutt a motherfucker. Not before the fight. Not when we just finished weighing in and we both feel like shit. You might get an impulsive motherfucking right hand. You know what I'm saying? It might just come from anywhere, like, damn. Like Terrence Crawford, when he swung on Jose Benavidez, that shit was head level. That was a headshot. It wasn't to the body. It was a headshot. Now, when you just frolicking around and you don't give a fuck and you just bullshitting, you would do like motherfucking Jake Paul did to Ben Askren. You'll tap him on the damn rib cage. You know what I'm saying? You'll give him a tap. Hey, stop it. You're going a little bit too far. I mean, Ben Askren mushed the fuck out of Jake Paul and he taps him with a right hand to the body. Now, motherfucker, that's when you kick a motherfucker in his ass. You don't let somebody mush you like that on TV. And you have a fight coming up. That's when you take your foot and you believe it's a Super Bowl. You want me to kick, coach? You sure? And you try to boot that motherfucker out the stadium. The fans were about to get beat up, the entire team, till they got shoved in the elevator. Elliot for ES News got the footage, of course. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out when I'm off. Jones cleared the entire stage. Jones went into beast mode. Yeah, absolutely, man. DC put his forehead. Man, come on, man. Like I'm saying, like, you get that John Jones first aid kit, man. Period. You know when Riddick Bowe hit Larry Donald with a two-piece combo Do you know that the fight still happened? He punched this man with no gloves on, split his lip on the inside, and the fight still happened. Do you believe the fighters this day and time is cut from that cloth? Riddick Bowe punched Larry Donald. Pop. Cut his lip on the inside, and the fight still happened. Do you believe the fighters this day and time across the board is cut from that cloth? I don't think so. I think after what we've seen with Ivan Redcatch recently, after what we've seen with Amir Khan, we're talking about individuals who names are you say their name in the boxing conversation, people know what they are, right? Amir Khan. Do you think if Crawford would have swung on Amir Khan like he did Jose Benavidez, you don't think Amir Khan would have dropped and rolled over and start acting out like Ivan Redcatch? I can't. Oh, he just hit me. Amir, we just looked at the video. The punch didn't land. No, I felt something. Somebody hit me. I can't fight. Fuck that. He hit me. He assaulted me. Security. This is unprofessional. That's what Amir Khan would have did, man, if Crawford would have swung on like it was Jose Benavidez weigh-in. He would have dropped. He would have been rolling over, telling me, I can't believe Crawford would sucker punch me. Listen, I think it's something you should know. As an announcer for many years in this sport of boxing, I want to tell you face to face, man to man. We've reviewed the video several times over there, Amir Khan. And I'm telling you, with all my journalistic integrity, that the punch did not come close to landing. So I'm asking you right now, are you going to continue with this charade? Or are you going to man the fuck up? Which one is it? Your time to talk. Go ahead. Don't walk away, Amir. My God, man. Yeah, I'm definitely check out that footage, man. Mitch says Taylor was out there acting like a punk. That shit was way after the weigh-in and face-off. Taylor forcing it like McGregor was versus what? Oh shit! Hold up. Now y'all got me curious. Now y'all got me motherfucking. I gotta go check this shit out because I was watching Ellie's vid before the weigh-ins happened. So therefore, let me put on ES News. Okay. I'll give me a quick minute. I'm trying to check out some snippets. I'm gonna do some a cliff note review. I just want to see the encounter. Listen, I looked at half of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was there in that situation, I enjoy it. I enjoy the move. When the shift of energy is like that in a group, you get in where you motherfucker fit in, and you know what I'm seeing a lot of. I seen this shit happen with Floyd and Jake. I've seen this right here. I've seen the damn fighting in the stands. I don't know why they're letting this shit go on the way it is. Like, you're not hearing any type of repercussions, but it just goes to show you that fans are they may have a different mentality now, that we're coming out of the pandemic. I'm telling you, it's going to be no different leading up to this Wilder Fury fight. But seeing this right here, I'm not going to lie to you, it's good shit. Like, they have people who fight in their circle. It was up to them to keep them out. But if Taylor want to walk to the crowd and people saying Ramirez, and he want to act like it's a time for him to do a double bicep pose and show his strength, bro, you're not at home. You're not at home, man. At the end of the day, you got to understand, what colors are Jose Ramirez repping? You have to understand how those fans get down. Did you not see Chris Areola and Andy Ruiz? Did you not see the stands? You walking through a hotel like, dude, are you fucking delirious? You're not going to walk over here like that and expect for motherfuckers not to run up on you. You better be glad they put you on the elevator. You can't taunt Mexican boxing fans, especially in the magnitude of this fight for the undisputed title. You can't walk to the hotel talking shit. Just if you hear the bullshit, okay, if you feel that you got that circle, you got that them hitters with you, all right, you good. You can talk your shit, whatever. But if you don't feel totally confident that you got them hitters with you, then understand this. You should keep your lips closed and make it to the elevator, go back up to the room and rest. Because that shit would have got ugly. You're talking about numbers. Good shit, though. I ain't gonna lie. I don't have nothing bad to say about it. Taylor, he was fucking off of there. Hey, you just can't do that. And shout out to Ellie, man. shout out to Ellie, man. I'm gonna wait till after the fight to tell you the bullshit that happened with that. With ESN. I'm just gonna wait till that happen. Hold on for a second. Yeah, we back. We back. So I would just read some garbage. I heard Tommy Fury, the brother of Tyson Fury, is returning back to the ring to fight Andy Bishop. He's 0-14. Anyway, moving on. Them to put in work in the gym. Hey, that situation with Ramirez, I'm not gonna lie. If I was there in that chaos, I wouldn't mind. Especially with the cameras rolling. I wouldn't mind because really it's good to see boxing flowing with this type of current right now. Man, this right here, what you see. Just think about when they was in the bubble. Look, some of you didn't even attend fights, right? I'm gonna be honest. Some of you didn't attend fights when the fighters was in the bubble because you're just saying to yourself, like, why? I understand, okay, but I did. And it was like a warehouse. It's like walking into a warehouse and shit, and you got a couple of old ass couches over there. You're just sitting down, you waiting for shit to happen. You know, ain't nothing about to pop off. You barely saw any fighters or nothing. But to see the hotels crowded, oh my God, the foot traffic that you just seen right here with Taylor. Oh my God, dog. This is crazy. And you know, another thing was weird, what we don't have understand about. Did you see people up there trying to motherfucking fight with masks on? Let me just go right back. See, you know, the fans that was out there supporting Ramirez, man, they was doing what they were supposed to do. They're cheering on their fighter. And as of late, boxing fans have gotten physical. And that elevator situation, them putting them into an elevator like that could have turned bad real quick. Seriously, it could have turned bad real quick because you don't put yourself in an enclosed environment with the fighter. All they had to do was rush. All they had to do was push forward. A forward push into the elevator, and it would have been crucial. The fight probably would have been called off because Ramirez is standing with nowhere to go in the background. It would have been a wrap. So I consider that the dumbest thing they could have did is hop on the elevator. You put Ramirez on the elevator with one or two other person and send them back to his room. You don't all pile on the elevator. You're in the circle of Ramirez. I mean, and Taylor Ramirez. I'm guessing you all know how to handle yourself. You're in the gym. You know boxing fundamentals. So I'm assuming, I'm speaking from a military background. You put two people with the fighter and you send them on to their location. You don't all crowd on that motherfucker like, oh, abort mission over. Delta Charlie over. You piling all on the elevator. You got motherfuckers that can't get on the elevator now. No. It's do or die right now. So the ones who's gonna stay down there and handle the aggression and the resistance, you do that. But the primary focal point is the fighter. So you send Ramirez up with two other people. He goes to his room, and then those other individuals down there, they catch the elevator next when it comes back. That's the way it's supposed to work. Period. Not all 10 people, 15 people crowd into an elevator with Ramirez in the background. That's stupid as fuck, man. But remember where you at, damn Josh Taylor. Remember where you at. Real talk. Come over here kicking rocks like that, you know, like you on the motherfucking playground. Boxing fans already trying to tell you that they impatient. This fight has been postponed. They just coming off Canelo. Now they got Jose Ramirez. You got the red, green, and white. You know what I'm saying? You got cats out there with the red, green, and white on. Boom. Cap on their head, shirts, all that. And you're gonna go through the damn hotel, head into your room, outside of COVID, outside of the bubble. Man, you'll get yourself fucked up over there. I had Regis winning that fight. It should be Ramirez and Regis. John Jones looked like a Terminator on that stage when he and DC moved. No, he moved DC first and foremost. Let's get that straight. He moved DC out that motherfucker quick. Taylor walked over to Ramirez and pushed him. A mini riot broke out. They rushed Taylor in the elevator. He was in there looking like Hove after Solange tried to get him. So me skimming through the video, Taylor should be concerned. If he went over there and put hands on Ramirez, they should be concerned tomorrow night. They're going to be booing this shit out of motherfucking Taylor, boy. They're going to be booing this shit out. I can give a damn. But he should be concerned tomorrow. Talking about Jay-Z and Solange. Yeah, that was some epic shit right there. But it wasn't too much of a fight because Jay-Z, he didn't put up no effort. You know, he was guilty. Guilty as charged for adultery. With Amir Khan's chin, the air from the miss punch might have put him out. He might have had, you know, combined that with air TSD, ATSD. You know what I'm saying? Air traumatic stress disorder. You know, that might be a 101 for Amir Khan, man. You might be right. For real. Air traumatic stress disorder, ATSD. Pac-Man versus Spence official for August 21. Man, I don't know anything about that, Romano. I haven't heard anything about no Pac-Man. Spence is not getting no love right now, especially when you see the thumbnail up there. I know I'm talking about Ramirez because they happen tomorrow, but you know, you see what the thumbnail, man. Nah, ain't nobody talking about no damn Pac-Man. The hell you talking about, dog? Why is it that you must want to get timed out today? You must want to get timed out, Romano, coming here talking about some Pac-Man. What are you talking about? Pete Davenport in the building. Salute, man. What's good? Appreciate you pulling up. Ben Davison is no hitter. He looks scared. He shouldn't have been pushing. Look, he shouldn't have been pushing Ramirez on the stage anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, where was Ramirez hitters? You pay attention to your fighter. You remove your fighter. Your fighter was the aggressive. Taylor was the aggressor. Ellie's always there with the footage. Ellie's everywhere, bro. I was just with one of his assistants, covering the tank presser yesterday. Ellie's everywhere. And I would let y'all in on some shit, but I don't know if I should or not. I'll wait till after the fight. U.S. Mexicans are about that life. I don't know if it's U.S. Mexicans or not. I don't know if you can even tell U.S. Mexicans from real Mexicans. Because when it comes time for them to support the same fighter and shit pop off like that, you better be glad you weren't stumped out in that mug. You saw how many people was in the hotel? Did you witness that like I did? Like everybody else that saw the video? That hotel hallway was packed. Where was the security at? Somebody didn't do their job. Ray said if Ramirez get that gear, he get into against Hooker in that 6th round, it'll be lights out for Taylor. Listen, I ain't disagreeing with you, the Ray. That ain't the debate. You get the blue check on that. Blue check on it. Taylor talked shit to the fans and then saw Ramirez and forgot about the fans. 2 seconds later, the fans he just poked at came back at his whole team. Man, they just don't know, boy. You got them cats that's feeling right. Now, we ain't gonna talk about that. You got some fans in there that's feeling right. They about to be a part of history. They going in there for the undisputed. You got some fans in there that's ready to rock. Listen, it's certain people that didn't get out the house in high school. But when I was growing up, the football games, I know I know one thing's for sure and two things. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. Okay? Was that you pretty much better understand what football game you're going to and what the rivalry is. The two things for sure that you need to understand is an exit, and you can guarantee it's going to be an all-out brawl somewhere between the schools. And that's what you're seeing here in boxing. And just look at it. Just look at how it all playing out, right? The fans are anxious, people. Who would have thought two Mexicans, Andy Ruiz, the first Mexican heavyweight champion, and Chris Arreola? Who would have thought the fans would be brawling? How do you know who to fight? Isn't it all Mexican fans? I try to explain this shit to people. In the military, we had some crazy fights break out amongst Hispanics, Latinos, all because of where they was from. We're talking about Mexicans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, all because of where they were from. And the Mexican have a conversation. Oh man, fuck him. He ain't Mexican. I mean, it's a weird craziness about this shit. Who would have thought with that Arreola Ruiz fight, they would have been brawling in the stands? And how did you know who to fight? How was that the masses, the way they were, to swarm in on a group of people and beat them down the way they did? How was that the case? Were they saying freaking fuck so-and-so in Spanish? Did one of them say fuck Ruiz or fuck Arreola? I mean, and the family of Arreola was right behind them. I mean, how did that shit play out? Did Arreola bring like 40 motherfuckers to the fight? What Taylor did proves that we just coming out of a pandemic. It proves how ignorant he is to take boxing fans for granted and where he's at right now. Seriously. It's real talk. This fight is going down in Las Vegas. The reason why I'm telling you all that is, do you know how many Mexican fans are out there? Jesus. They double back on Taylor as, you better be glad you made it to the elevator, shouty, for real. We just like the fight. It's Friday and they full up that tequila. Talk to him, Ken. Talk to them. They full. They got a full tank on that tequila, dog. They have a full tank on that clear. And not to mention what they smoking. Some of them cats won't feel shit. You can hit them with a punch. They ain't gonna feel shit while they trying to get on you. They just trying to get close. Beer and Mexicans equal fights in some places. In some places it does. You know what I'm saying? In some places it does, for real. I'm not going to lie to you. In some places it does. But when it comes down to tomorrow night, you know, Ramirez and Taylor is just jumping off. And I'm pretty sure the fans are going to be entertained about it. Real talk. I'm pretty sure the fans are going to be entertained about it. They're going to have a lot to say about it. And history is going to be made with a new undisputed titleist. Somehow, some way. So what I'm doing is pulling up an article to see how they wrote or reported on the situation. Let me see if they have permission, because they usually keep it clean, this fight will be difficult for Ramirez. Okay, so they say this fight would be difficult for Ramirez to win without him learning from Regis Prograis' performance against Taylor in 2019. Prograis did well during a portion of the fight, and he may have shown the blueprint on how to defeat the Scottish fighter. Ramirez had this to say: "I'm going to do my part. I'm not taking him lightly, and I'm going to throw every punch with bad intention," said Ramirez to IFL TV about his plans for Saturday's fight with Taylor. "I think it'll be time for me to move up to 147 because there would be no other reason why to stay at 140," said Ramirez. When asked if he'll move up to 147 if he defeats Taylor on Saturday, "Once I become undisputed, I have done my job to be the best in the weight division and move up to 147 and try and do the same thing regardless of who's next." Okay. So he's saying there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If he wins the title, he's coming off of him and moving to 147. Wow. Damn. So, that makes it difficult for anybody believing they're going to get a care package. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people understanding. If he sticks to what he's starting, who's going to get that care package? You think they're going to wrap it up and say, "Hey, by the way, we got so-and-so and so-and-so fighting for the undisputed titles now that Jose Ramirez is vacated"? I don't think it's going to go down like that. People like to say the name Terrence Crawford because he signed with Top Rank, but I'll see how I feel moving up to 147. If I feel strong, I'm going to try and go after every division every champion at 147, because the best in the division are facing each other, said Ramirez on why boxing fans should tune in on Saturday. So he might be just talking about his division right now, the junior welterweight division, because if he's talking about the welterweight division, obviously you haven't been watching boxing. It's two undefeated world champions, two fighters in their prime, young fighters facing each other to be the best. Everybody has a plan of how they see it to boost their confidence, but it's that one night, once he feels my power, said Jose Ramirez to ESPN, that might be enough. How are you going to beat me? You're relying on your power, your heart, and your determination. That's all you got, said Josh Taylor, cutting in on Ramirez. I've got power, heart, and determinations as well. I've also got the skills, and I've also got the boxing brain, and I've got the power to beat you. I'm smarter than you. You know you're a one-dimensional fighter, mate. You're going to see on Saturday. See a visible upset. Here, that sound like J8. J8 probably read that article and came over here to my Ramirez is one-dimensional. The Scottish getting beat up in and out of the ring if they act like Taylor. It's going to be hard for them to get out that arena. They're in Vegas. First and foremost, they must not seen the Vegas lifted everything. So that's why you're seeing the foot traffic, the numbers. It takes some cojones or stupidity to walk through a hotel like that and talk shit the way he did, knowing there's a heavy Mexican presence of boxing fans. The first to revisit Nevada since the ban has been lifted. You think they ain't frustrated? You ain't think they're not eager to motherfucking jump and get that energy off? Hell yeah, they are. They ready to throw them hands. And just like Ken said, that tequila, motherfuckers smoking what they smoking, man, it's on. It's on. Straight for Crawford. I don't think it's a good idea. Like, listen, who am I to tell an undisputed champion not to step up and face a champion? Like, real talk, because that would be hypocrisy on my part, because I was the same one that was bigging up Terrence Crawford to step up and face Jeff Horn. I said, if he wants to face a champion in his debut at welterweight, go ahead. You showing how confident you are and you believe in yourself. Why would I tell Ramirez not to face Crawford? I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think he matches up well with Crawford. But he said he'll see how his power is. So at least he's processing it. At least he's not being reckless with his thought process. You know what I'm saying? Just to go up here and say, you know what? Fuck it. Mikey did it. I'm going to do it too. You might see 2 L's. If he moves up, only place we know he's going, and that's the WBO route. Yeah. Yeah, because he ain't about to get the Spence fight. You can cancel that shit. And he definitely not getting Ugas. So, you know, you're right. You know, he's gonna take that WBO route. But how long? And the crazy part about it, it doesn't seem like the titles are really moving towards a center. So we can see an undisputed in welterweight. So yeah, Crawford to be around, even probably at the end of 2021. Even hearing Spence saying that after Ugas, he's going to fight Terrence Crawford. I don't believe it until it's official. Hell, we might have Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua before we have Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. Real talk. We would have had Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano already. We would probably have Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant already before we get the welterweight unification. Seriously. Even the bantamweights. You know what I'm saying? Iole Yahoo. He might pretty much, depending on who went between Rigondeaux and Casemiro, they might be able to unify, goddammit. You have Nonito Donaire facing Nordine Bali, and then Casemiro facing Rigondeaux. Shit, they might be able to unify. And then you got the Superfly, right? I think you have Chocolatito. I know y'all gonna say the goddamn franchise fucked it up. Well, you have goddamn Chocolatito and Estrada coming in for a rematch again. But you get my point. It's not a good idea, but it's about being great and money. You are spot on with the Mikey analogy. Yeah, man, you just don't want to be another Mexican fighter that's going up there fighting a champion off the rip and lose. You don't want to do that shit. You know, and the difference between Mikey Garcia and Jose Ramirez is that Mikey was unified at 35. He was unified. I give him that. You know, he came off his last win against Robert Easter, took his IBF title, and then he vacated and moved up to 147 to fight Spence. It's a difference between that because before he had already defeated Sergey Lipinets, and he moved back down to 35. With Jose Ramirez, he'd be going straight from 40 up to 47. So people take it for what they may. Like they may give Jose Ramirez just a little bit more edge to say, you know what? He's moving at one weight division. There's no gaps in between. Like Mike Garcia had a gap. He defeated Lipinets, vacated, moved back down, and then picked up a title and then moved up to 147. As in Jose Ramirez, he get the titles, move up. They might be more welcoming to say, you know what? If Crawford can get the fight, man, go take it. You're 27-0. Go take the fight, man. Why not? Don't protect your own. This is a grand opportunity for you to introduce yourself to the welterweight division. Go fight the best welterweight in the division, Terrence Crawford. Ramirez has a bigger frame. It would be easier for him. Yeah, it'd be easier for him to move up to 147. But like we know, like what's his strategy? You know, just jumping up. Do we believe that he's ready to go at the 147? We'll just have to see off this performance because really we're not going to be able to gauge if it has anything to do with 147. But if he goes in there and dominates Josh Taylor, I don't mean walk over him. I'm talking about win the fight, look impressive, didn't look like he was hurt. Why not? I mean, look at Maurice Hooker. Maurice Hooker took an L, moved up the damn welterweight. He didn't look bad against Virgil Ortiz until he got stopped. He didn't look bad, man. It was some pockets in there that Maurice Hooker was looking. He was shining. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's time. It's time. Sergey Lipinets moved up, man. When it's time, man. We ain't babying these motherfuckers. We ain't babying them. If Jose Ramirez wins this fight and he want to move up, regardless, his mentality is he's planning on moving up to welterweight. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if y'all seen this article yet, but let me briefly, read what has happened, which is on top of the grand news. It says on Boxing News 24, Deontay Wilder signed a contract to fight Tyson Fury on July 24. This is legitimate, validated information. Deontay Wilder signed a portion of the contract to fight on July 24th against WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury in a trilogy match. Wilder 42-1, and 41 knockouts has signed. And now they're waiting for Fury, 30-0 and 1, 21 knockouts, to make the trip to Vegas, Nevada, to sign his portion of the contract to get the deal done. I think that was supposed to be T.O. right there. But anyway, Fury's promoter, this is important because this is what I spoke on early. Fury's promoter, Bob Arum, said they were looking at staging the fight with Wilder at 3 possible venues in Las Vegas. Out of all of these, I'm really pulling for this one right here. This is a big deal. It'll be the first boxing match in that Allegiant Stadium. We want to see it happen. The 65,000 seat Allegiant Stadium is believed to be the top choice for Arum to stage the Fury vs. Wilder 3 trilogy. Let me read that shit. The 65,000 seat Allegiant Stadium is believed to be the top choice for Arum to stage the Fury vs. Wilder 3 trilogy. You think that shit ain't selling out? I truly believe it's not going to be the bullshit and the fans and everything else that took place in the rematch. This fight right here is going to be wide open. They're going to sell this Allegiant Stadium out. They're going to sell it out. Fury is entitled to a 60-40 split in his favor as part of the rematch contract from their previous fight in February 2020. Wow, that's amazing. Because I was hearing these dodo birds sitting up here talking about the contract had expired. So why are we hearing contractual residue reported on of a 60-40 split if the contract is no more? Okay, that's what I'm saying. This fight and this situation should have wised up the YouTube community. Both fighters will make good money for the fight, but Fury won't get anywhere near the $75 million that he would have received to face Anthony Joshua on August 14th in Saudi Arabia. Pause. We don't know if it was $75 million. Eddie Hearns is very, very guilty of bloviating the numbers. We don't know if it's $75 million. It sounds good. But guess what? That shit ain't happening. The fight has now been canceled. Once again, I report the fight has now been canceled. Once again, to be petty, the fight has now been canceled due to Fury losing his arbitration, case with the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder. 42-1-1. It doesn't get any clearer than that. Which came about because the British fighter chose not to honor the rematch clause for his rematch with Wilder. So I guess the Dolo Birds are still out here hearing the arbitration results. They still speaking as if Tyson Fury can just say, I don't want to fight him. I don't want to fight him. I'll never step in the ring with him again after what he said about me. I'm not fighting him. But it's a contract agreement between you all. I don't want to hear all that. It's expired. It doesn't have anything to do with no dang COVID. It's transparent. The time continues. But word has it that there's no way that the fight could happen without fans being there. Who cares? So I guess that was bullshit too, because it did matter. COVID did matter. Justice prevailed. Kevin Iole at Bronze Bomber has signed to fight Tyson Fury on July 24. Fury on way to Vegas and will sign today. Oh, no shots now, huh, Kevin? You don't have no bullshit to say right then. You report that shit. I can see him now picking his nose. Bronze Bomber has, he was just typing, but he was sitting there mumbling to himself. Oh shit. Motherfucking Wilder, god damn it. Boy, I hope Wilder get an interview with Kevin. Ooh. I hope. Most fans would agree that Wilder had the worst performance of his career against Fury last year, and the fight would not indicate how good of a fighter he is. Huh? And the fight would not indicate. Okay. Whatever was trying to be said there. It was a perfect storm for Wilder with him going into the contest with the injured right bicep. So it was a perfect storm for him to go in there with an injured right bicep. Wearing out his legs doing the ring walk while wearing a heavy costume and then getting hit in the back of the head by Fury early on. Well, that was a perfect storm, huh? That was a perfect storm to basically say, well, the bicep was injured, his legs was gone, and Fury contributed by illegal punches behind the head. Okay. That was some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That was the heat of the battle, dirty tactics bullshit. But when it comes to Wilder and everything else, they're going to have to move past that now. They're going to have to move past this to this fight right here, because if we keep on talking about the shit that's in the past, it has no relevance to what y'all say will never happen. Y'all said this fight will never happen. That Fury and Joshua was going to be the biggest fight in boxing history. Nobody cares about this other guy they call the Bronze Bomber. Y'all gonna have to move on from the outfits, the water, the firing, everything that was spoken upon, and think about history, thinking about how epic this heavyweight trilogy is. You're gonna have to digest this motherfucker like a salt tablet with no motherfucking chaser. You got to suck this shit up, man the fuck up, and stop bitching and complaining behind the scenes in your private chats. Come on, hey man, do you think it's a way that we can sabotage it? Do you have an address for Wilder? Do you think he'll blow us away with a 50 cal if we step at the end of the driveway? I mean, we can't let this happen. We just need somehow, some way. Do anybody know about his whereabouts? Is he doing any public appearances? Man, they trying to figure out a list of shit, boy. Aaron said it wasn't possible to give Wilder step aside money because it would have too much. Although Aaron said it wasn't possible to give Wilder a step aside because it would have too much. Man, no one's proofreading their articles now. Don't talk shit about my articles. I have to proofread my own shit. So I really can't go and, this is a larger platform. Y'all need to proofread this shit. I know you typing to get this shit out. I know. But damn. Adam said it wasn't possible to give Wilder step aside because it would have too much. Although Fury was supposed to get 75. Let me highlight this. 75 million for the Joshua fight. He obviously didn't want to give away 1/3 of that to Wilder for step aside. Even though walking away with 50 million isn't a bad thing. Please. He has Bob Arum to pay too. Stop it. Fury believes he can afford not to pay Wilder a step aside payment because he's confident he'll beat him. So that's the same shit Bob Arum was saying. You know what I'm saying? And Fury believes he can afford not to pay Wilder, but that sounds like Bob Arum saying, "Hey, we're not gonna pay Wilder step aside because I believe Fury can get rid of him." So which one is it? Is the author? You know what I'm saying? Bullshitting, or he just misquoted this shit. Anyway, he won't get the 75 million to face Joshua coming off a loss, and he will be stuck in a position where he would need to try and avenge his defeat. No. We don't want to see a fourth fight between Fury and Wilder. It's too much. It's too much. We don't want to see a fourth fight so you can come up with another motherfucking plan just like you did the rematch. This is for all the motherfucking crowning glory. They keep talking and mentioning this rematch if indeed Tyson Fury loses. He's been holding his body. He's been holding his body back for 8 years. He said he deserves for him to let it grow. It sounds so cool the way he said it. He owes it to the body, he said. You owe your body a lot now, Ramirez. You owe your body a lot. If Taylor and Ramirez stay at 140, they could make big fights happen. You got Cepeda, Tank, Mikey, and soon Tio, Ron, and Haney. I don't even come close to what you just said, Illmatic. Real talk, because Tio, Ron, and Haney. Come on, bro. You giving some Friday funny right now. You have two fighters at 135. That's really, we don't even know what the itinerary is to move up to 140. Let's keep them down. And then if you put any other fighter to your comment, it's none. It's Antoine Russell at 140. You can't forget about him. You still have Regis Prograis at 140. You have Everest Rodriguez. I'm not sure how much they're gonna raise him up before they try to throw him into a freaking championship fight. That is talk of Teofimo Lopez moving up, right? Tank potentially staying there. Mikey is currently at 147, but has been speaking about that 140 talk. And definitely you have Cepeda. Definitely. But I would exclude the Tio, Ron, and Haney. Because Ryan Garcia, he doesn't know what he has going on right now mentally. So we don't know what the fuck he's doing. We know he's a capper. Okay, that has nothing to do with mental illness. He's a capper. Teofimo Lopez, he said he can stay at 135 forever. So after this George Kambosos, he's successful. He may indeed stay there and fight Devin Haney. As for Mikey Garcia, 4 division champion, he can pretty much do what he wants to do. He's not a big name as a Tank Davis, in my opinion. He's not. He's not, in my opinion. Tank Davis right now is on the come up. Mikey Garcia is on his way out. Mikey Garcia is not the most electrifying fighter that we want to see right now. When you mention Gervonta Tank Davis, you already know he coming with that mustard, relish. He coming with all the damn hot condiments that you can put into a narrative. And we all know Cepeda tough. So it's all about popularity and names, man. That's the only thing I can say about that. Tank, okay, but we don't know until after this fight with him and Mario Barrios. Now, there ain't gonna be no walk in the park. Don't get it twisted. You know, Tank, he went 12 rounds with a Gamboa fight now. Don't get it twisted. Mario Barrios is not a small dude. He's not he's not a small dude. Wilder showing some skills in his last footage. Wilder with some discipline is a problem for all heavyweights. I agree, Michael. It's really, you know, like the fighters I support heavy, it's really up to them to make the improvements for battle. And I'm sure Wilder's smart enough, got with his team, and they're strategizing, they're coming up. Because he has a lot of boxers on his team anyway. He has a lot of boxers on his team anyway. You know, Malik Scott did box. You know what I'm saying? Tay Jones still boxing. You have Coach Cuz is up there, has been around the team forever. You have Willie Lotus up there. You have Deion Nicholson trained out of that gym. I can appreciate your pettiness on this matter. Salute WCS. What's good, Andrew? Salute to you, man. Yeah, man. You know, sometimes you definitely have to be petty on some shit after what was endured the entire time. D-Ray in the building. What's good? Salute WCS the chat. Salute to you there, D-Ray on deck. Andrew Charles on deck. Man, we just talking about multiple topics, man. You know what I'm saying? I haven't freaking dropped the link in a minute. But there go the link, man, for anyone who want to give their take on the topics, the multiple topics. You know, the Ramirez Taylor fight, the Wilder Fury fight. You know, if you come on here talking the same stuff we already heard about Wilder making excuses, we heard those expressions in the media already. Those are unimportant because ultimately he's proven that if you're going to say it's excuses, what you also can say is that his heart was always there and never aborted mission to fight for that trilogy. He was always there to fight for that contract. If he didn't give a fuck, he would have took the step aside money and not really gave a damn about those fans who truly supported him. Then they would have had a reason to say he was selfish. And, oh, that's exactly what we thought right there. Look at it. Man, Deontay Wilder was never a boxer. He took step aside money. That's just what we thought. He don't want it no more. He's done. Finished. Nope. Doesn't look that way to me. All the mental illness shit out the window. He was so mentally ill that they're now calling him Block Squad. Sergio Mora. I had to goddamn correct Sergio Mora on Twitter because he spelled squad with an S. I say practice first. It's bomb squad with a Z, goddammit. Practice before you start to try to fire shots with little pebbles from a slingshot. Don't let me call Daniel Jacobs on you there, Sergio Mora. Don't let me call Daniel Jacobs on you. You better chill, fall back. You trying to sit up here and say block squad because y'all was up here. Hey, Sergio, what do you think about the possibility of Fury Joshua? I mean, this is a unbelievable, massive heavyweight fight that's coming our way real soon. Both guys have shaken hands on this. They've signed contracts. Oh, and the purse is just unbelievable. 75 million both ways. You couldn't ask for anything more. Talk to us, Sergio Mora. Well, I believe it's absolutely 100% going to happen. I do. I feel great about this fight. You know, it kind of reminds me when, you know, Daniel Jacobs put hands on me and I was waking up and I was like, okay, you know, I feel refreshed from a bad situation. It was really bad if Deontay Wilder was going to get this opportunity. But now that he isn't, I feel refreshed. I feel refreshed that Fury and Joshua is going to take place. Now that the shit isn't happening and the news came out on the arbitration people, now he's saying, oh, we should call Deontay Block Squad. How stupid do you sound as a professional fighter to say a man who is seeking validation from a contract to step back in the ring and fight for the title that he had for 10 title defenses over 5 years reigning, right? How are you going to say he's doing something wrong because you're unable to get the fight you want? Shut the fuck up, dog. Seriously, just shut up with that, Sergio Mora. You being a hater like a lot of other people. But like I asked y'all yesterday, this is what I need for y'all to do. Y'all see the goddamn the bronze bomber. You know, the bat signal. The bat signal is up. That motherfucker's gonna stay up until fight night. But what I need for y'all to do, right? I need for y'all to basically somehow, some way encourage others to show up for this fight. And we can be in the masses to support the bronze bomber. I need for this to be unlike any other fight y'all attended. It's important that we get the energy at a level that was higher than any other fight that the bronze bomber has entered. Higher than the Dominique Brazil fight. That the energy in that fight was loud. They was cheering him on. Everybody was on their feet. But we're coming out of a pandemic. This is a trilogy fight. This is something that rarely happens. You know, when it comes to the heavyweight division, especially in this era with the top 2 heavyweights in the game. Don't get tired of hearing voices like myself speak on the fight after what you witnessed the last several months of so many naysayers just burning it down. Don't take and say, oh man, I don't want to hear about this. You have to, because if you're gonna tune in to other channels who's talking about it, right? And you have the mentality to say, well, he was making excuses. You have to let that shit go and talk about shit moving forward. You have to respect the fact that he stood on what he believed. He won. And now we definitely have official news that he signed a contract and the fight is going down July 24th. And Bob Arum has made it a point to tell the people this is absolutely official news. This is not the Eddie Hearns effect. This is not the Eddie Hearns effect, y'all. Because I've seen a lot of my U.S. constituents that call themselves reporting on the boxing game. They was all up there throwing pebbles at Eddie Hearns' window. Eddie, please, Eddie. Can I just get an interview with Anthony, Eddie? This is a huge fight, Eddie. Joshua and Fury, please let me in for an interview. Just a phone interview, Eddie. I beg you, I plead with you, Eddie. Just give me one opportunity. I'm YouTube media. Everybody was trying to get that damn interview. They see Tyson Fury in person. They walking up there with their thumb on the motherfucking side trying to get a selfie. Tyson, our hero Tyson. Hey, try that shit with Deontay. What's the hey, this is what they're gonna be looking for. Try that shit with Deontay when he returned, dog. That's all I'm saying, man. You missed this shit.
Bomb Squad!
That's it.
Bomb Squad!
I want to see. I hope I'm there. I want to see the first person, not on this YouTube. I hope I'm able to be there with the cameras rolling, even to hear the interview. I just want access to be able to interview the champ when they start their press tour, if they even have one, because this is extremely personal. I don't even know if it's going to happen. It would be unfortunate if it doesn't happen. But if they start their press tour, they don't even have to be together. Let's just say Deontay Wilder is supposed to be on deck. I just want to be there the first time somebody asks, hey, champ, it's good to have you back and everything. Is there any way you can give us one bomb squad to welcome, team Bronze Bomber back into the arena? No, unfortunately, I kind of save a bomb squad for the people that's around me, during this whole time. I give them bomb squad. It's all good. When I'm out on the lake, or I'm on the gun range, I might feel good behind the trigger and let out a bomb squad. But to the boxing audience, I pretty much seal that up. You know what I'm saying? I got a fight to think about. This is personal. And that's what it is. Any other questions? I just want to know the media outlet. I just want to know, because we pretty much know your faces. I know it. The take the YouTube, the whole months leading up, take the YouTube and take the ones that's actually on the ground. I pretty much have a good mental assessment on who you are. I'm look, who am I? I'm not gonna say shit. It ain't up to me to say nothing. But I'm just gonna be there to see who asked him that question, because I believe Bomb Squad, I think it's over. I think he's not gonna come back and return if he has a presser and he's giving y'all Bomb Squad. I couldn't tell. Hell no. I can't see it. But what I can see is revenge. That's what we can see. And we all need to get together and encourage anybody that that follows the sport of boxing to show up to that fight, man. Pack the house out. Pack the house out. You on this YouTube shit? Make your reservation and pack the house out. Support the Bronx Bomber. This is epic. I still feel the same way to the ones who was disrespecting and pretty much, always talking about shit that's just irrelevant to the sport itself. You should be talking about his arbitration. You should be talking about how much time and effort he put to go in there and have a judge rule in his favor to step back in the ring. We're talking about a fighter who was punished in the toughest fight of his career. A fighter who received damage to his skull, a fighter that received damage to his ear, damage to his lip, knocked down twice in the fight, drugged. Wasn't the same Deontay Wilder I seen knock the fuck out of Dominique Brazil. Wasn't the same fight I seen knock out Luis Ortiz. It wasn't the same energy. People who wasn't there physically, they're going to say, oh, it's the same guy. It wasn't. His energy wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. He looked fucked up walking to the ring. So if you saying that he may have looked fucked up because of his suit, man, come on now. The man already have knocked out 41 heavyweights, right? So you really believe that a suit he had on for that night, it was too much for him to bear when he fights in the heavyweight division? But the first time I ever met Deontay Wilder, the female at the airport, after I took a picture with him, he said, she asked me, she said, who was that? What basketball player was that? This is not the first time I told this story. What basketball player was that? I said, no, that's the heavyweight champ. He just finished fighting. Oh, wow. So he's already been blessed with the physical composition, and God enabled him with brute, incredible strength without being all bulky and shit, looking like a damn bodybuilder. So we need to band together, WCS and the masses and those supporters, and really push this current the way it's supposed to. Because listen, look at the people who actually been saying the same shit the entire time, who's been supporting them, and look at the ones who are now attempting to revert themselves back over to support one or the other. So when it was Fury Joshua, you had people supporting Joshua and Fury, this, that, and the other. Now that Deontay Wilder is back in the ring, let me tell you how this shit work. If Deontay Wilder is fighting another black fighter, let's just say he's a shaded fighter. Let's say it's Luis Ortiz. Let's say it's Bermain Stavern. Let's say it's Dominique Brazil. Let's say it's Malik Scott. Let's say it's any fighter the same shade as Deontay Wilder. They pick and choose. They balance it out. I'm picking Deontay Wilder. Okay. Bermain Stavern twice. I'm picking Deontay Wilder. Okay, cool. But when it comes to Tyson Fury, people don't want to give him the same respect and say, I'm gonna go with Fury. Now that the arbitration is finished, you got to stand on your shit and say, you know what? I respect what Wilder has done. I'm gonna go with Wilder because really, he's out here progressing. He's showing us training videos. He's been in arbitration. That's over with. And it truly is happening. We have to call it for what it is. True heavyweight. Dedication, hard work, fight through adversity, and come back for what's yours. That's all we need to do. We need to band together and make that shit happen, y'all. Period. D Hodges in the building. Salute that D Hodges. What's good, OG? What's good? This is not an Eddie Hearn announcements. This is actual factual. For real, man. Them motherfuckers up there. I swear, Andrew, they was just up there. Just please, Eddie. Just answer my call, Eddie. That's all I want. I mean, just look at this. I mean, I'm a bloody mess right now. I've been sitting here thinking. I'm just sipping on my red wine, and I'm saying to myself, Eddie, please. Is there a time and a place that I could just sit down with you and Anthony Joshua and get the exclusive? Please, Eddie. These U.S. media just begging Eddie Hearns for a goddamn drop. He ain't giving you shit. What's up, World Combat Sports? Chat and salute. What's good with your D Hodges in the building? Yeah, man, we got a lot to look forward to, but the bat signal is up. I appreciate the fans that dropped through, man. Blue chip certified. I appreciate the supporters. It's 2021. Understand this. It is some big fights that's coming down the pipe that's gonna really set this year on fire. It is real talk. And the numero uno is Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Period. And then you have like Teofimo Lopez and whoever he fights, after George Kambosos. Because George Kambosos is IBF mandatory. But the bigger fight is going to be if he chooses to fight Devin Haney. That's if Devin Haney defeats Jorge Linares. All right. Another big fight we cannot ignore is Brandon Figueroa versus Cool Boy Steph. That's going to be a hell of a fight at Super Bantam. That's going to be a hell of a fight. A hell of a freaking fight, man. Another big fight that's coming up. You got to give it a Jamel Charlo, Brian Castano fighting for the damn undisputed titles. You got to give it up. Also, Canelo Alvarez fighting Caleb Plant for the super middleweight undisputed title. No franchise. No franchise in the super middleweight. No franchise in the junior middleweight. No franchise in the junior welterweight. No franchise in that shit. Free and clear. Straight up. No franchise involved. And then, of course, you have the undercard of some fights that's taking place. Yeah, Gervonta Davis going for his third division world championship against Mario Barrios. Two tough fighters, undefeated, WBA regular title, and that shit is going down heavy. PPV. Another step-up fight for Gervonta Davis. And he himself is making claims that he may stay at 140. That's going to be incredible. Gervonta Davis campaigned at 140 with all those killers over there. Yeah, some nice names at 140, for real. And then not to mention the names that's right now at 135. Yeah, the unified champ, undisputed Teofimo Lopez. Man, you have Devin Haney that's going to be probably moving up around the same time. If him and Teo fight, they're going to stay at 135, obviously. Okay? Let's get that out the way. You have names like Chris Colbert on the move. You can never forget Shakur Stevenson. It's only a matter of time before he fight for a junior lightweight title. It's only a matter of time. I don't know if it's going to be the WBO, the IBF. Will he ever get that damn WBC? I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of people are trying to call Jamel Herring the duck, right? But when it comes down to Jamel Herring, as old as he is, and he need the money when he's on his way out the door, why not fight for an undisputed title? Like a lot of people say, man, why don't you fight the brother? I understand that shit too. But when it comes down to what Oscar Valdez was able to do, Miguel Burchell, why not goddamn get that paycheck and fight Burchell? I mean, fight Oscar Valdez. Why not? Hell yeah, why not? Fuck it. WBO versus WBC. Forget it. Do it. Let's go. So we have to take a look into that. You know, Shakur Stevenson on the move. Can't forget about that. You know, the freaking shit that's going on in the bantamweight division. I mean, let me back up a little bit. Let's look at the super bantamweight and the unification between Figueroa and Stephen Fulton. It's going to be electric. Cool Boy Steph is one of the more exciting fighters. He's one of the most exciting fighters in the sport. Real talk. I mean, did you see what happened between Gonzalez and y'all help me out. That Superfly that happened. It was Gonzalez versus Roman, I believe. They was chest to chest, head to head. And then before that, we had Angelo Leo and Stephen Fulton head to head. And then we just had Luis Neri and Brandon Figueroa head to head, chest to chest, close quarters, in the pocket fighting. What do you think Figueroa versus Fulton is going to be? It's going to be incredible. So keep your eye out for that. Keep your eye out for Joshua Greer. He's going to return soon too, man, out of Chicago. He's going to return too. And we're still waiting to see who Jamal Charlo is going to put his hands on. We're still waiting what Crawford and Spence is going to do. I'm looking forward to see what Jerome Ennis is going to do. Virgil Ortiz. I'm looking forward to see what Virgil Ortiz does next. Erickson Lubin and Jason Rosario is on the tank undercard. Remember that. J-Rock is fighting, I guess, I forgot his opponent, but J-Rock is going to be on that undercard of Tank Davis. Erickson Lubin and Jason Rosario is going to square up on that undercard. That's a crazy scenario right there. Because wasn't Erickson Lubin and Jason Rosario defeated by the same Charlo? You know what I'm saying? They was both knocked out by the same Charlo. Real talk, right? Wasn't it? Then J-Rock was stopped by Jason Rosario. But how dare you believe that I'm going to say, well, a Charlo knocked out. Yeah, a Charlo. It was Maul Charlo. It wasn't Mel. Maul is not on the card. And he's not in the equation. I'm just saying. I was just breaking some shit down for you. Like when it comes to Erickson Lubin and Jason Rosario, they were stopped by the same Charlo. J-Rock was stopped by Charlo, Maul Charlo. But J-Rock was also stopped by Jason Rosario, who's also on the card. This is going to be his first fight back, right? Since being stopped, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look this shit up. I believe this is going to be his first fight back. He changed trainers. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. 2020, January 2020. This is his first fight back since being stopped by Rosario. Rosario stopped him in round 5. Yeah. He stopped him in brutal fashion too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jamal Charlo stopped him in round 5. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to put together, man. That's crazy for Julian Williams. Both his losses, man, Jamal Charlo and Jason Rosario stopped him in round 5, y'all. It's a strange Halloween type casting over this fight card. I mean, not in a bad way, so to speak. It's shade. You know what I'm saying? It's shade. Like Erickson Lubin and Jason Rosario, both defeated by Jamel Charlo via knockout. Ugh, it's weird. Then Julian Williams, after coming off an amazing fight against Jared Swift Hurd, and tell the people to stop counting fighters out just because they had one loss. He returns just short of a full year. And he stopped in round 5 by Jason Rosario. He never defended his titles. He was the unified champion. Crazy. He said, I got goofball for Floyd. Al got goofball for Floyd, trilogy for Wilder, and Pac-Man for Spence. So I'm going to ask an honest question without being facetious, right? Real talk. I'm asking an honest question. So is it you're talking about Pac-Man? Pac-Man for Spence in what way exactly? Are they reinstating Pac-Man as the full WBA champion because he's in recess right now, or is Errol Spence is going to have his fight against Yordenis Ugas and then fight Pac-Man? I want you to help me out with that, Romano. Is that the case? So if you're saying Al got him Pac-Man, what point would it make if Crawford is saying after he pick up the belt for Yordenis Ugas, he's fighting Terrence Crawford? So if what you're saying is true, somewhere in between, Pac-Man is out there. Pac-Man is without a belt, so it will benefit Crawford, who has already said it's strap season. I mean, Errol Spence. Errol Spence says strap season. So it wouldn't benefit him to fight Manny Pacquiao without a belt at all. But if by chance he defeats Yordenis Ugas, somehow becomes undisputed, which I don't see happen, then he can face Pac-Man in the first defense of his undisputed titles. I can see it happen like that. But in between time, after Yordenis Ugas fighting the Pacquiao, I don't see the point in it. I mean, we don't heard about the country. Even right now, do you think they're going to pack the house out like Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders? I don't think so. Mr. Gary Russell Jr. is fighting. Yeah. Gary Russell is fighting Ray Vargas. Let's not forget about the man himself, Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Appreciate reminding me that, Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got to show love, appreciation to the one and only Gary Russell Jr. Him and his family has faced hardship, lost his brother. I mean, they move as a unit. And yeah, we definitely can't forget about Gary Russell. I want to say this may be the toughest fight. Ray Vargas coming up there, 3-division champion. That might be the toughest fight of Russell, but he is defending his title. And just imagine if all the talk, if something would have progressed from it, with Gary Russell moving up to 30 or moving up to 35, that would have shook up some stuff. But he's staying down at 26, and I really don't have no idea if he's ever going to move up. But I do know this, though, is that one of the reasons is that his brothers are in different divisions. Like his brother, Antoine, the last Russell, he fights at 140. All right. He fights at 140. That's the younger one. The middle one, Antonio fights at 118. I mean, you would only know that if you follow the motherfucking family and goddamn the sport itself. Antoine is waiting at 140. It's only a matter of time before he get a big fight too. Boxing wise, shit, it'd be nice to see him and Elvis Rodriguez. They haven't crossed paths yet. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation about, Gary Russell being blackballed by Floyd and all that shit. I don't know. It's just allegedly. But anyway, what you mentioned about Goofball, I don't know if you all heard, but listen up, right? Listen up. This is the moves that's being made that boxing has culpability. They have some liability in this shit because you can't get on YouTube no more anywhere and say you're a hardcore boxing fans because boxing is not a unit. Like when people say mixed martial arts, they usually mention the UFC because mixed martial arts, they see it as a unit. I say, oh shit, mixed martial arts. But boxing, not so much because boxing is everywhere, right? Showtime has just signed Jake Paul. He's no longer with Triller. Showtime has signed Jake Paul. Showtime has signed 3-0 Jake Paul, yo. Did you know that? How do you feel about that shit? Let a brother know what you feel about 3-0 YouTube sensation Jake Paul. That's what he is. There's no way you're going to get me to call him a boxer. Not just yet. Not just yet. I mean, Showtime, and I'm going to tell you what's brewing. I'm going to tell you, and like I told you before, I'm not going to say, I'm going to tell you what I told you before. I don't give a damn if I was the first to say it or not. I'm going to tell you what's brewing. I truly believe that Showtime signing Floyd Mayweather. I truly believe that Floyd Mayweather is going to try somehow, some way to fight both Paul brothers for money. When I was having this conversation with somebody else, they basically was on the same music. I mean, same shit of music. Jake Paul and even Logan Paul, they're going to try to make a mockery of Floyd Mayweather. They're going to try to humiliate this dude. I'm going to tell you how. Hold up for a second. Take a deep breath. I'm going to tell you how it's going to be done. You ready? Did y'all look at the Floyd Mayweather and Marcos Maidana fight? Stick with me now. This is how I know Logan Paul them and what they're up to. Do you remember when Floyd was attempting to do some dirty tactics with the Argentinian OG Marcus Maidana, and he was trying to put his hand over his face, the kind of, restrict his breathing a little bit. And Maidana bit his ass. Maidana bit Floyd. Now, with me telling you all that shit, with Floyd putting his glove over Maidana, restricting his breathing, and Maidana biting him, did you hear the scream that Floyd let out? Oh shit! I thought I was at the strip club. I said, "What female on the pole today? Who's up there? That's Sunshine. Who is it? Megan?" Floyd let out a scream. Then I'm like, "What the? I can't even do it. I have to shut my channel down if I try to imitate some shit like that." It was such a falsetto. That shit was high pitched. I almost did it. I couldn't believe it was Floyd. You're trying to tell me if Maidana got that out of Floyd, you don't think that Logan Paul is going to come in there and try to humiliate the shit out of Floyd Mayweather with a 30-pound difference in an exhibition bout? He's going to try to destroy any credibility Floyd Mayweather has. And look, Floyd say the most hate he's ever received is from his own people. But then, I can't totally disagree with whatever he's talking about. I can't wholeheartedly agree with it. There's some people that fuck with Floyd heavy. But then we're asking ourselves, why are you giving these Paul brothers shine? I'm talking to one of my media constituents at the Gervonta Davis presser, and he was actually behind Floyd. If you look in the picture where Floyd is reaching to go after Jake Paul, he's standing behind him with his camera. I say, bro, what's your opinion on that meeting that Floyd had? He said, it was scripted, man. He said, I'm going to tell you, that shit, everybody was there. Man, that shit was there for a reason. It wasn't just to build up the fight with freaking Logan Paul, because Logan Paul was close by too. I truly believe that Floyd Mayweather is attempting to fight both Paul brothers this year. I believe they're going to try to build up as much as they possibly can this Logan Paul shit down in Miami or wherever it's at, get the exhibition out the way, and then they're going to try to bring back Got Your Hat and have Jake Paul, the better fighter out of the Paul brothers, fight Floyd Mayweather. Now, when I was talking with some people about this shit, they were saying that they believe Floyd going to end up getting knocked out fucking around with Jake Paul. And then they turned around and said, well, he might get knocked out fucking around with Logan Paul. If any one of those brothers drop Floyd or put him in any type of trouble, it's only gonna increase their popularity in media. It's only gonna allow boxing to have more interviews with the Paul brothers. And at one point in time, I was saying to myself, man, that's fucked up. I know the boxers are pissed. But I can't say the boxers are pissed because they were saying, hey, man, fuck it. Let the Paul brothers get their bag. And I'm saying to myself, like, damn, boxing really is just a sport. Boxing has no cohesiveness to it. It's nothing cohesive about boxing, especially knowing that Jake Paul is just signed with Showtime. Man, they're going to ride this Jake Paul shit till the wheels fall off. Believe me when I tell you, it's only a matter of time before you see Jake Paul fighting on a regular boxing card, and they're going to put him in there with an opponent that's just right. They're going to ride this until the wheels fall off. And I think I'm gonna tell it like this. Floyd Mayweather go in here for this exhibition, defeats Logan Paul. I believe he comes back at the end of the year for another fight, PPV, with Jake Paul. And I'm gonna be honest, a 30-pound weight. I don't know. I mean, in order for them to sanction it, who's going to make weight? Are they going to force Jake Paul? Are we going to see Sugar Ray Leonard and Donnie the Blonde Lennon? Are we going to see the fighters fight at a catch weight? Because right now, you have Jake Paul fighting at cruiser. So how is it going to work? Is it going to be another exhibition bout? It can't be. You can't throw a sanctioned fight and have Jake Paul weighing 30 pounds heavier. Floyd Mayweather is not going to allow himself to weigh in at 175, 180. He's not going to meet Jake Paul anywhere. Floyd Mayweather bases everything off conditioning. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if this shit going to be exhibition, but I get a feeling that Floyd is going to try to rack up. I'm hearing some shit about some shit. I'm just going to leave that alone. You know, this up with Floyd Mayweather, but I believe Floyd absolutely is trying to fight Jake Paul near the end of the year. And within that attempt, I see it's going to be tough, man. They're disrespectful. First of all, you know, them snatching his hat, untying his shoes at the press conference, saying he didn't know how to fucking read. You know, posting that shit with got your hat with a video of a Klansman getting his hood snatched off. This is going to be all bad publicly for Floyd Mayweather. But I'll be honest with you. I really don't think Floyd Mayweather give a damn about except to make money. I think he has so much money out there. I don't know, man. He's money driven. He's drunken, if that's a word. Like he's money drunk. In order to maintain Floyd Mayweather's lifestyle, you have to continue to have that source of income, filling up your numbers, increasing your numbers in your bank account, your worth. Now, a lot of us will say, well, if Floyd don't want to go broke, all he have to do is sell some of his assets. He say he has some of the higher skyscrapers or whatever, towers. He has investments. Believe me, if it came down to living a wealthy lifestyle, but still maintaining above, you know, being affluently inserted into the work of some of these people that's out here. I mean, I think Floyd will do good. I think Floyd is out there like that. But that shit requires maintenance. That's all I'm saying. That shit requires maintenance. Jake Paul, the biggest prospect in boxing. And, you know, people are not too concerned about him being a prospect at all. They're really bigging this dude up. Like, you know how many people I seen giving Jake Paul that love over there here in ATL? I ain't dry snitching on shit. Because I put the names out there. You're gonna be like, huh? I just don't want to come off as an individual just trying to be like, well, nobody can say what's up to another man. No, like that mother was getting stupid cosign love. He's getting that culture love, dog. He has some of the icons of the culture showing him love. Hey, I see you out here. I appreciate you out here knocking motherfuckers out. I'm like, what? What did you? What the? Who did he knock out? He knocked out Nate Robinson, a slam dunk champion. He knocked out an MMA mixed martial artist, a champion that is. I got to give Ben Askren his respect. Coming off hip replacement. Oh my God. You got people that runs the culture that was showing Jake mad love, dog. Mad love that they don't even show real boxers who get in here and them pay their dues in the amateurs. And real talk. But anyway, hey, once again, y'all be sure to tune in to 116 Boxing Promotion. Check out my boy Michael Williams Jr. and his team. They're getting it in tomorrow night in Gaston, Alabama. He's fighting for his 18th professional victory. Roy Jones Jr. in the building. Andrew Murphy, the entire motherfucking squad will be on deck tomorrow. Salute, and thanks for everybody for pulling up, turn up, and tuning in to World Combat Sports.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 cents for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait and you'll see. Please excuse me, your honor, but you can't hold me no longer. Can't you feel the vibrations? I broke out and left traces. Go ahead, try catch me if you can, man. You'll be looking all night, I'm the Sandman. New York, London to Japan. I'ma show the whole world who I am. Boom, boom, boom. Major look.